So today's meditation, I'm going to explore creativity, and in particular, I'm interested in looking for information about navigating expectations, creative expectations about what you're going to make and how you're going to make it, be them genre expectations, economic expectations, social expectations, versus just the creative, crazy creative energy and that impulse to break rules. Also, a note on my own practice that I realize that I usually load a little bit too little salvia. So this time I put a little energy into just going a little bit on the heavy side. Oh, there it is. Always takes about 30 seconds. Hello, my old friend. There you are. Yeah, that was quite a bit more than usual. It's a little bit hard to find my mouth. I mean, I can if I want, but just sitting back quietly is more fun. You know, as an artist, you're always going to feel a little bit oppressed. You're always going to feel a little oppressed, even if ultimately you're not, but you're always going to feel a little bit oppressed because what you're doing is always pushing against rules and expectations. That's what creativity is. You've got we call them expectations, but they're just assumptions of how you're going to behave in a particular way. I mean, if you're making a painting, there are patterns with how people have always made paintings. Those patterns become codified as customs or even rules, and then it's a matter of insight somebody notices that these are arbitrary rules, and then somebody has the courage to break them. But then, because that person is breaking those rules, um, they may be punished in one way or another. I mean, it may be literally punishing them, or giving them a bad grade, or like socially, economically. Um, not paying them for their work. So kind of feeling beaten up by the world is just part of being an artist. Ironically, though, being an artist is also emerges from a certain level of privilege, because the act of doing art is always extra, like extra time, extra resources, extra calories that you didn't have to spend on just surviving the next moment. So the artistic act is sort of always, you're always sort of the victim of expectations, a victim of society, but at the same time, you're also, it's also emerging from a certain level of privilege, and both of those are always there. The artist always wants freedom. I know that's how I feel. And I see it in other people. They always want freedom. Like in music, I make computer music. And when people first get involved in computer music, the first thing they say, there's these little plugins that are often free. They're little instruments, software instruments that you can put into your computer to make some kind of a noise. And what people realize when they first begin is, at some point they realize that the internet has an endless number of plugins for free or cheap that you can play with. And so there's always this moment, this like orgasm of, oh, I can do anything. Holy moly, I can do anything. But then the best music doesn't actually come out of that phase. That's always about kind of fishing around, and usually doing stuff that's, you find a plug-in, and then you're just using the presets. It's just these surface level stuff, and then it's on to the next plug-in, on to the next plug-in, right? It's only when you create, either boundaries have to be placed upon you due to your genre, or due to your instrument, or due to whatever. Either that, or sometimes the artist has to create their own limitations to work within, and they may be arbitrary. Like, I only do my genre, my specialty is that I work with black and white chalk pastel, and I do snails, and that's what I do. It's ridiculous and it's arbitrary, but it's within that box that the craziness can happen. It's like you're a trampoline artist. I was watching the Olympics, and there's this form of gymnastics that I didn't know about, that is trampoline art, and the athletes hit this trampoline incredibly hard and bounce up like freaking 30 feet in the air. It looks crazy, and then they all spin and stuff, right? But the freedom and artistry that they feel in the air, up, they go, whoa, and then they can do, once you're a good artist, you can spin around and do all this crazy stuff, but it's all, it all only happens because of that impact, the resistance of the trampoline. And what I'm saying is that that's how art inherently is. You can't just be in the air flipping around. You also need to be stopped. It's like creativity happens within boundaries that can feel oppressive, but that's how creativity is.